Good morning. I got the camera up in the air this morning because we have one last section to do. I have my ladder and we'll be done with this brand new paint display cabinet, and we can roll it into place, restack our paint, and then we can get back to our regularly scheduled business. Good morning. I'm Diane Pruitt. We are not in the studio at Two Girls Treasure. We are in the paint display department at Two Girls Treasure, right in the middle of the store, because this cabinet is huge and I really needed to get it done. So yesterday we worked on the exterior color, which is Wheatfield, and then we worked on the cubby colors, which are Sunset, Grassland, Blue Spruce, and then just for good measure, because the color of the week this week in Rethunk Junk Paint is Rustic Clay, I used some Rustic Clay to accentuate our stenciling. And you know, I love to stencil and I don't do it nearly enough, but when I do I get carried away. So I have raised on Sweet Tea and Jesus right here because that's just so true. And then I did some accents. Let me tip you up so you can see the multicolored vintage right there across that top section. Look how cool that is. Throw some hearts out for some multi-layer stenciling. I did not realize how hard stenciling is sometimes for people. I take it for granted because I studied Marc Jacobs when I was Mark Mendez. When I was learning, there were several people that I learned from just watching their tutorials, because tutorials are all over the internet, and if you want to learn how to do something and you can do it by visualizing it, watching someone else, you can learn it. But the key is, there's two keys. One is to have a decent stenciling brush. If you've got a stenciling brush and the hairs come out, it's so frustrating. The cheap stenciling brushes are not worth a dime. Don't waste your money on them. Get a good stencil brush, get several of them because you need different sizes. And make sure you get a good load on the full stencil brush, bristles, and then you need to tamp some of that off. Crazy, right? But if you keep a paper towel in one hand and you tamp it off, you can continually add paint back to your stenciling brush, and then you can get an amazing finish like this. I love the way this looks. This will face customers. So will this. Let me ooch it back around so you can see. So will this. And this is our Power Primer color on the inside right here. We need to get this into a color, and I have chosen Sea Spray because it goes with all the other colors we're working with. I still have my hazelnut because we're going to do some touch-up where we got primer and other colors. First, we're going to start from the very, very top today. So let me grab my handy tool. It's a handy tool for short people. And I'm going to shake my paint, shake a shake. I'm also, if I don't die on the ladder, I'm going to grab my spray bottle of water. My mister, I'm just addicted to using it, y'all. I really am. Let me open my phone so as you join, I can see you. Say hello. Let me turn my volume all the way down. Pop your questions in. Hey, y'all. I know you're at work, Melinda. I'm not telling on you. Melinda's one of my mamas, y'all. We have this amazing tribe, and I love it. Now I'm going to be way up here. Can you see? Let me tip you a little bit higher. One of the hardest things in the world to do is that section right there. Right there. I went home with paint all over my arms yesterday. I washed. I got it off. Good morning. Hey, Carmen, how are you? But doing your roof line, that's what I call it, it's difficult because you don't want to drip paint, but it's inevitable. So take your brush, cut in your edges first. Just go ahead and cut them in, and that way you've got something to work from. Cut your corners in. And yes, I am using the paint out of the lid, because when you shake it up, that's where some of the paint goes, and I don't like to waste that. I'm so frugal, so ridiculously frugal. Cut that top line in. I've got all the paint that I need out of my lid. I feel better about it now, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'll cut this side in. This is going on real smooth. I may not even need my Mr. Brush, so I'm going to move it out of the way too. There we go. And cut that corner in. Now, I'm not going to do anything with the base because that's how I end up with paint all over my arms. And I'm just going to load my brush up, and I'm going to start at the back and come forward. I find this to be the easiest way for me. Find what's comfortable for you, because this part is hard. Why am I doing this roof line? For two reasons. This is my display cabinet, and you don't want it to look crappy when you come in. You want it to look representative of Rethunk Junk Paint, right? Two, if you're my height, you're gonna see that. So we want it to look good. So we're gonna paint it. And we're going to paint it in Sea Spray. I love this color. It's such a soft, neutral, very natural finish. And this gray undertone with this gray power primer is really going to pick up the gray in the Sea Spray. So it's going to be an optical illusion color, and y'all know I love that. And I'm not going to try to cover in one coat, but I am going to try to cover it well, because this is the hardest part. You're painting upward. Fortunately, I can get my head in this one so I can see what I'm working with. All the way out to the edge. Just nice, smooth, even strokes. Don't overwork your paint. Overworking your paint is something we used to do in the 70s and 80s. This is 2024. Don't overwork your paint. Just work it a little. Work it and let it work. Wouldn't it be nice if we all had an assistant that would work as well as Rethunk Junk Paint products? I think it would be fabulous. Don't forget, bring the kids Saturday, 10 till 3, the Family Harvest Festival. This year it is before the flower show. And we're going to have a great time here at Two Girls Treasure out on the front lawn. We're going to paint pumpkins, and we're just going to do the things. Stop in while supplies last. Everything is while supplies last, and we always run out of pumpkins, y'all. So don't wait. Get the kids out of bed. Don't even brush their hair. They're going to get paint in it. Just get them dressed and let them come play and have fun all day long at the market. All right, guess what? The top inside is done. Shoo, that'll wear on your arms. All right, now let's get this back plate. We've got a pretty little piece of trim molding all the way across the back. Do that trim line. I'm going to do the sides first. One thing I have discovered about doing this cabinet is that it is wearing me out. It's so big. It's such a big cabinet. But we'll be done with it soon. We'll have it reloaded. It's going to look fantastic. And we'll have a place to put our Rethunk junk paints. A new place to put them. And this one's on wheels, so this is pretty fantastic. Come by and see these colors. They're absolutely gorgeous. And really going to need you to keep your eyes open this morning for emails and announcements. Especially if you have a studio bag and you are on that VIP email list. So make sure you, not yet, I'm painting. I can't type and paint at the same time. And priorities being what they are, I love y'all, but I'm going to paint. But we will have an email out to you this morning-ish. Not sure exactly what time. Can't tell you. You know, it's all a big secret. Until it's not. Whoosh. There we go. Alright, now I'll do the back plate. And I tell you what, that powder primer really does do a great job, but it is dry. And I don't just mean it's dry to the touch. It is dry when you're applying your paint. So if you are using either one of the power primers, I like to mist it. It helps the paint move just a little bit smoother. Look at that. It's not liquefying my paint product because I didn't overwater it, but it's helping that paint move smoother, because the dryness of the primer was slowing me down. And I do really need to get this done. And this was an unexpected need. But I sold my display cabinets. Yay! Oh yeah, just a little mist from the spray bottle makes all the difference in the world. Now I'm going to shift so I can get this other side done right here. But we are getting the job knocked out, y'all. Let me mist this side. I'm going to go ahead and mist that. What a difference that little mist of water makes in smoothing this paint quickly. Because I don't paint slow. Sometimes I do. That back panel is done. Let's hit this side. Make sure you're using a brush that you're comfortable with. Find your favorite brush, keep it really clean, and use it. This happens to be one of my new favorites. I love this brush. It's about an inch, inch and a half. Might be 2 inches. This might be a 2-inch brush. But I like the way it moves. The bristles don't turn loose. The handle is very comfortable to my hand. It's not so big that doing something like this that needs detailing, that I have to use other brushes. But I have used other brushes for this because I needed my stencil brushes, so I did use those. And then I needed different brushes for the different colors. But I've washed this out every day since I've been painting this cabinet. And just reusing it because this is one of my most comfortable brushes right now. There we go. If my music is playing in the video, I do not own the rights to the music. It's just some of my favorite music. Y'all, Scott just walked in, scared me to death. I didn't hear the beeper. Did it beep? It didn't beep. Okay. Whew. What do you think? You like it?
Yeah.
Look at my side.
I see it. That's nice.
It looks so good. Y'all, Scott's in the house. If you need a utility trailer, you need to call Scott. You won't find a better built trailer for the money. Karen, if you're watching, I know I need to get you an invoice, an estimate. On the way. Today is bookwork day. On the way to you. Just a little bit more, and this will be ready to dress up with paint. Of course, I need to let it dry. Need to let it dry. But isn't it going to look fantastic? And simple, easy, quick. That power primer did a job with this dark wood that had nicotine on it. The only thing I can smell is, you know, my paint. And it doesn't bother me because it doesn't smell that much. I can smell the bleach cleaner from this morning, but what I don't smell here is nicotine. And I prepped this cabinet really well. As I wiped it down, the nicotine was all over the paper towels. You're gonna have that with some of this older furniture because back in the day, everybody smoked. Everybody smoked. So if you're flipping old furniture, go ahead and assume that it's covered with cigarette smoke. Go ahead and assume if you're doing a piece for a bedroom that it has hairspray on it because Aquanet was a real thing. Go ahead and assume that it has makeup on it, and don't skip the prep. And if you feel the need, and sometimes we should feel that need, go ahead and use the power primer for pesky projects. Don't second guess yourself if you think it's going to be a problem. Go ahead and use the power primer because I'm going to tell you something. We're done here. A little bit of touch-up, just a little bit of touch-up, but that's not a big deal. And this is gonna look fantastic with our paint on it. I'm really excited about it. Stop by Two Girls Treasure so you can see it in person. Of course, it's gotta dry first, but once it dries, this is gonna look so beautiful. And we're gonna dress it with our paints And we're just going to celebrate today. Keep an eye on your email. Let me touch this detail work right here because I want the sea spray all the way down on this skirting. Boom, y'all. I love it. I hope you do too. Thank you for being here with me while we redress this paint cabinet because I sold my paint displays. But she's going to enjoy them. I'm very excited for her. All right, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., back to business as usual today at some time during this day. Make sure you have your notifications on Facebook. Make sure that your Two Girls Treasure email does not go to your spam or your junk folder, or you're going to miss out on something superbly important. Thanks for being here with me this morning for Sea Spray. I'm Diane Pruitt. We are live at Two Girls Treasure just outside the studio. I will see you right back here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. In the meantime, have a blessed and wonderful day. Happy birthday wishes to Ashley Adams. Y'all throw some hearts out for her. Put it in the comments. Happy birthday to you, Ashley. And if you see her around town, hug her neck, tell her you love her. She's our person. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.